All right. Welcome to the proposal to use B star name for the merge breakout room meeting. So this meeting is particularly organized to provide a code name to the consensus level layer specs for the merge. And we have Shaive who can provide more background about this call and why we are doing it in the first place. Hi, Shaive.
Hi, Pooja. Hello.
Shaive, we would be interested to understand the idea of this community interaction to decide a name. I understand it was also done at the time of Altair when devs were planning their first beacon chain upgrade, and it turned out to be a very beautiful event with a lot of community participation, with a lot of names as A star name, and that's how we got the name Altair for the first upgrade. Now we are looking for B star name, and as I can look into the issue section here, we have received quite a decent amount of suggestions as well as interest. Like people have showed it with different emojis. So can you please give us a like overview of what this is all about and why we are doing it here?
Oh, yes. So the background story is that so before we decided that the merge will be the next fork, we usually just code the one maybe the how will we implement some feature in the merge fork. So we'll always use the a temporary code name the merge to mention it when we need it. So there are already existed naming things in the consensus layer and the execution layers. Like people know that the execution layer, we use the location, the city names, since I think it was from the which one was that, like Constantinople or even before that. Then we use the DevCon location names for the execution layers. And beside that, the consensus layer, we since after naming elections, we decided to use the community. We actually did some kind of vote um, um, on GitHub and also on the pop vote to have a rough consensus about what will be the theme topic for the beacon chain protocol upgrades. So we make a decision for using the star name things, and also we use the star name from the start. We choose a name that start with the alphabetical A, and then we will use B for the next hard fork, and then C like that. So will use out the alphabetic from A, B, C, D, E, and to Z, and then maybe if we run out of the alphabetic, we will start over from the A again, things like that. So this is time flies. We got a great consensus about the community supports that the merge will definitely be the next protocol upgrades, the next hard fork. So this is the event that we will choose the B star name for the next hard fork. And as you mentioned that we have several candidates here. So today we will going to discuss them and to choose one of them. Oh, also to add more context that so I think it is more for the developers to implement this code name in the code, make their life more easier. Make their life easier because that if you use the term merge or the merge in your coding, and it will be actually it will be very confusing because the merge might have different meanings in different contexts and in different usages. So this is a minor refactoring for the merge implementation, I think. And also, if I think the execution layer from their side, they will be likely to continue using the city names. So if it happens, we may have something like a B star name and like a Shanghai, like a combination name of the next protocol upgrades for the whole Ethereum. So it will just be a code name for making it more specific. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This is indeed a very interesting backstory, and it makes sense to kind of provide better clarity, not only to the community, but also to the developers on what we are working on. Uh, that's pretty interesting. I wonder, like this conversation of having a star name, and especially when it comes to two layers together, started with the with a Fellowship of Ethereum Magician post. I suppose it was started by Tim Bako to decide on the merged name, not only the merge, but any of the future upcoming upgrades. And as you mentioned, that CL will go with the star name and EL, the execution layer, will go with the DEFCON cities. So I see we have received quite a few nominations. Would you like to take a moment and talk about the shortlisted name? Feel free to share the document. I remember there was a document about the shortlisted name. You can screen share and talk about that.
So it's about one of the response of the post, or
the shortlisted names that we have got today.
Oh,
yeah. Let me share the link.
Yes, I'm finding it. Sorry. Could you share it?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Okay, sorry. Yes. So,
do you want me to screen share, or you can do that?
Hey, so I'm not familiar with the stat themselves, so I can just maybe go through the names that we have today. The first one is like the Bellatrix, and so from the proposer, sorry, my mouse has issue. Okay, from the proposer, it was proposed from Sasha. Yeah, she mentioned that it is the Latin in Latin it is the female warrior, and it is the 25th brightest star in the night sky. And so I shouldn't give it like show my preference at the moment, right? Like
that's all right.
Yeah, so this is our first option is Bellatrix. And the second one is the it has a funny name called Beetlejuice. It is the Orion constellation and is one of the largest stars visible to the naked eye. And the second one, I think it's called Buttering, but I'm not really sure. It's known as the Little Belly within the Aries series. And yeah, so I didn't find a very clear photo of it, so I didn't put it on the HackMD file. And the fourth star we have is called, I think it's called the Breakout. And its Latin root is roughly the forearm. So it's the arm and the forearm. Like I maybe you can see that from the picture that if it is things like forearm. And I think the best point of this one is that it is a style of a binary system. So I think the proposer he mentioned that because this is the merge for the merge vote. So it feels like the binary system will be merged. And the last one is called the I think called the Bob Up. It sounds cute. So it is in the Mensa constellation. It means child in an original language. Yeah, and yes, that's all of our nominations today.
Well, thank you. I mean, we have got quite interesting names proposed here. And I'm happy to see like a few names like the number 1 and even the number 5th are mostly related to female names. I am particularly more inclined towards it. Sorry for being a little bit biased here. But it seems like the voting system that we did, like we asked our community members to show their interest by adding emojis in the issues section. And we have received quite a lot upvoting for Bellatrix. And yes, that's interesting. Do you guys have any particular feeling towards a particular name to be like the winner here? I mean, just we are sharing just our own opinion here.
I think the Bellatrix and Beetlejuice is these two have probably have more stories to tell, more meaningful. So I prefer like one of these two personally. Yep.
Yeah, I agree with her. I feel the first one because of yes, I have a bias as a woman. I think it's a really cool name, and the second one it's definitely memeable. Like I can think of Twitter really enjoying the name, and that can help talk more about the merge. So I feel like that's a kind of cool name to have.
Interesting. Looks like today we are joined by most of the female participants here, and looks like female name are being liked most. But yeah, the Beetlejuice, that is also quite interesting. It's the Orion constellation of like one of the largest stars visible to the naked eyes, like which is like people can actually see with the naked eye. So that's quite interesting. And the development that is being done on the march, like we are trying to be transparent. So I think they have similar in many fashion. But let's see, let's give some more time to discuss more about it, and then we can probably come up with a final name. Do you guys have anything to talk about any other star or share some information?
Um, I just wanted to list the good name properties just to have it on the video recording, if it's okay.
Perfect. Please go ahead.
Um, so this is just based on the GitHub link. A good code name should have the second hard fork should start with a B. It should not be too long for typing, not too short to cause confusion. It should have a unique quality to it. It should have a neutral but not negative connotation. And it's a bonus if the star is visible with the naked eyes.
Well, that makes one of our bigger challenger here, getting quite some weight.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this idea is to have good name properties for future upgrades as well. Like today, we are deciding on a starting with letter B, but with future upgrades, we might need it for C, D, or whatever alphabet comes at the time. So it's important to understand what we are looking at and what is our goal. So thank you for listing it so well, Shaive, and yeah, so happy to see the participation here.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure to really understand the process that goes into choosing these names and how the communities so it's such a participatory decision.
Absolutely. So, Shaive, if I would like to understand here is like, what would be the next step? Say, for example, today we got the final name that can be, I mean, that is coming up with community participation, and people would like that to be added as merge code name. So, what is the next step? Are we going to see it in some of the future releases in the GitHub specs? How do we go about that?
So after we got a name, we can make announcements on Discord and other social media. I can update the CL specs files this week, and I hope the client teams will find it is a minor change in dev work. Also, you might see many files will be moved to other folders. And then if the iteration goes well, we will see the name be used in our next large testnet.
Interesting. That makes sense. And I see that a total of 12 participants here, like they have contributed with their suggestions and of course their support. So would you like to now announce the winner? Maybe we can go ahead based on the interest that is shown here.
I think the core devs believe we can make the decision here today. and I think we have their trust in some way. So, not that I know that it's not the wider community participations, but if we have like maybe more time and next time for the C stars, then we can do it more. I mean, we can have to
On a
found
longer
to found the better tools to make the search consensus gathering. That's what I feel right now. And what do you think about that? So I don't want to tease the option one, but I just want to mention for the record that so I live in Taiwan, and so when I Google Bellatrix, it will show all about the Harry Potter memes.
Oh, that's true. Bellatrix is a character in Harry Potter.
Yeah, she's really a badass, you know.
I see. Oh, is she a does it have a negative connotation, or?
I don't think so, but the name itself.
I see.
She's cool.
I see.
So these two options, I feel the same to me at the moment. And you're free to.
So the first one would also.
Well, based on the emojis, even if we keep on adding all sort of emojis, those are added to the options here. I think Bellatrix, the female warrior, and that is also the 25th biggest star in the night sky, seems to have the highest number of support in terms of like both thumbs up and celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agree.
that's true.
Mhm. And if we look into the Beetlejuice, that is having 6 thumbs up. That is like the next one. But looking
Mhm.
into the emojis, it looks like we have got our winner for today, and it's like absolute majority here.
So I guess it's Bellatrix then.
Yay! We got our winner.
Yay!
All right. So this is like our like first community call, the breakout room call, to have this sort of name decided. Although the support on the GitHub issue is like giving us a very good signal that people are interested, just that we need some more time to talk more about it so people get more aware of it. Now that the Kintsugi testnet is out for the merge, people are more into learning about the testnet and how to participate. We can totally understand that, but these are the things that needs to be done in parallel. So we'll try our best that for the next upgrade, we start a little early and start getting more vibes in it, so people show up more and we have more participation in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, I think we have 4-5 minutes left. Anyone has any thoughts, comments they would like to share with community?
I guess I will just be sharing the information today, and we can see how the community responds, and we'll probably get a lot of information through that.
Yep. Well, sounds good. Thank
that's
you. Thanks, ECH, for having the call and for all the support.
No problem at all.
Absolutely. We are trying to help the developers, the client developers, the core developers, or Ethereum developers in general, in whatever possible way we can. So it's our pleasure. Well,
Thank you so much, Xiaowei.
yeah.
Anytime. Thank you.